Hi guys, it's Little Bricks here with a LEGO Star Wars Imperial TIE Fighter set review. I've been wanting to do set reviews for quite a while, but I've kept putting it off. As you can see from the thumbnail, the set I've chosen for my first review is set number 75211, the Imperial TIE Fighter from the solo movie wave of sets that were released way back in 2018. It's been one of my favourite LEGO Star Wars sets of the year, and one that I would highly recommend even if it means you going into the aftermarket to get it in places like Bricklink or eBay. I bought this set around June when LEGO had it for 30% off, which was the best price I had ever seen, so I just couldn't pass it. The retailer recommended price for this set is £65 or $70, which gives it a price per piece of 12.5p or 13 cents for its 519 pieces. Before I get into the review, why not consider smashing my subscribe button and giving this video a big thumbs up? Go on, it's free. So now, the way this is going to work is simple. I'm going to review the set and give it a rating out of 10 for 4 main areas: the build, the minifigures, the value for money, and the playability. First up, let's take a look at the build. This one is a superb representation of the Imperial TIE Fighter because it is generally really well built. The set comprises of 3 main build parts: the cockpit and then the 2 wings. Everything feels really solid and robust, especially when I compare it to my Darth Vader's TIE Fighter that uses an entirely different wing connection technique. The clip pieces secure the wings to the cockpit in a much tighter way and help to provide good stability, unlike the Technic pins they used for Darth Vader's TIE. The only movable parts on this set are the 3 hinge pieces around the cockpit that allow you to put the Imperial pilot into place. There's plenty of room inside for him and his weapon. The scale of this TIE Fighter is fantastic for the price, as it's a really tall set. If I had more display space, this is definitely one that I would love to have on display. So let's get to the score for this section. I'm going to score this one a 7 out of 10 for build quality. If I was to pick out the negatives, I'd say that it would be down to the loose exterior pieces on the wings. I'd say these could be easily knocked off and lost through play, and it can be frustrating to have to keep putting them back on. Another downside would be related to the overall build experience. Sets with repetitive parts like the 2 huge wings can have a little boredom factor for those that aren't hardcore LEGO fans. It's not something that bothers me, but who knows, there's always someone out there who would pick up on it. Next up is my absolute favourite aspect of this set, the minifigures. The minifigure offering here is simply brilliant for the price, and for me, this is a selection that is one more minifig than I would have expected for a set like this, but given that there were 4 in the 2015 First Order TIE Fighter set, I guess it makes sense. If LEGO had put 3 minifigures in this set, I wouldn't have complained, but 4 is a real bonus. What makes this doubly good is the fact that the 4 minifigures chosen are all pretty good. Here they are in my order of preference. First, there's the Imperial pilot, which we have seen a lot of before, and one that's really nice for any minifigure collection. The helmet piece is a really nice mould, and the printing from top to bottom is solid. The only way this could be improved any further is to add side leg and arm printing, but I don't know that LEGO would want to go to that much expense for this type of character. Next up is Tobias Beckett, the double-crossing cowboy from the solo movie. This minifigure looks really good with his Imperial officer outfit, which includes some nice chest printing along with mud detailing for that messy min-band look. For the headpiece, he has a single-sided face, an officer's cap and no hair option, which might have been a nice inclusion, but yet it's not essential. To finish off the perfect Tobias Beckett look, LEGO have given him 2 silver blasters, which is a nice way to set him apart from the others. Next, there's everyone's favourite rogue, Han Solo in his min-band outfit. This unique minifigure is one of the few Han Solo minifigures that isn't immediately recognisable as Han Solo. The fact that he's wearing a helmet makes it difficult to pick him out unless you're a LEGO fan and know this set. His Imperial uniform printing looks really good from the front, but my favourite part by far is the cape, as the printed detailing on the hood is a really nice touch. The Han Solo minifigure was a massive reason why I wanted this set, because my Han Solo minifigure collection is growing steadily, and I hope to show them all off when I open my Convey X transport set. Finally, my favourite minifigure in this set has to be the Min-Band Trooper. Just take a look at the camouflage printing on this guy. It is so good. This guy has a cape exactly the same as the Han Solo, with the hood printing that I think makes this minifigure into a super little addition to my collection. The only drawback for this minifigure is the back of the helmet. I just can't understand why LEGO didn't print on the back of this, because it's about the only thing that I would want to change. It is a negative, but not enough to knock this one off my number 1 spot. So now it's time for the score for these minifigures, and I'm going for full marks here, 10 out of 10, This is more than I could have hoped for, and it's packed with 4 really good minifigures for anyone's collection, with 3 of them being unique. I'd love to see the Minband Trooper appear again in future, but I just have a sneaky feeling that LEGO may not return to the Solo movie for any major future sets. It probably would make sense to do a Minband Trooper battle pack, and I'm sure everyone would love to see that, but with the new Rise of Skywalker sets coming out in the next while, I can't see that one happening soon. Next up, let's take a look at the price. This TIE Fighter comes in at the same price as the 2015 First Order TIE Fighter, which has a very similar price to piece count. A more comparable set may be the 2012 version that was about £15 or $15 cheaper, but had about 100 less pieces. Back then there was a slightly more favourable price per piece, but the overriding factor in the price department for me is the quality for your money. I feel that the up-to-date Imperial TIE Fighter is much more polished build and simply looks a lot better than the 2012 version, and for that reason the price is just about fair. I'd still highly recommend waiting for the right discount to appear, as I stuck it out long enough to get 30% off. So to conclude this price debate with a score, I'm going to give this set a 6 based on its retailer recommended price. Finally, the last category for scoring this set is playability. Although I mainly collect and display my sets, it's important to remember that this is intended primarily as a toy for kids to play with. So far I've found the sturdy build feels really solid when I lift it and makes the set entirely swooshable. Simply holding the set by the cockpit part in the centre is a really easy and safe way to handle this set. There aren't too many playable features, but then again, the smaller Star Wars ships aren't required to have lots of compartments and bits that open. For this one, LEGO has it just about right. It has flick-fire missiles and it can hold the pilot minifigure for flying in its cockpit. Everything you really need for a TIE Fighter. I like this set a lot, so I'm going to give it a generous 8 for its final score on playability. Let's have a look at the final score out of 40, which is a massive 31, a really respectable score for my first ever set review. It's going to take me a few reviews to put this into context, but given that this is a set that I really liked, I think we should take this as the top score. For my other sets, there are going to be few that can match up to the great 10 out of 10 for minifigures, but I'm sure there'll be a few big contenders when I get round to it. Anyway, enjoy some more of the shots of the set before you leave, and don't forget to hit that like button to help this video elbow its way up amongst the big fish on YouTube.